Do you know that you have something? Join me at the table today as we understand that we all have something. We all have something to give, to do. There's a purpose and a reason why we're here. And I want to take two different stories from the Bible and let you know that even in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, they had something. And the question comes, what do you have? So let's look in 2 Kings chapter 4. Now the wife of one of the sons of the prophets cried to Elisha, "Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that your servant feared the Lord, but the creditor has come to take my 2 children to be his slave." And Elisha said to her, "What shall I do for you? Tell me, what have you in your house?" And she said, "Your servant has nothing in the house except a jar of oil." Then he said, "Go outside, borrow vessels from all your neighbor, empty vessels, and not too few. Then go in and shut the door behind yourself and your sons, and pour into all the vessels. And when one is full, set it aside." So she went from him and shut the door behind herself and her sons. And as they poured, they brought the vessels to her. When the vessels were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another vessel." And he said to her, "There is not another one." Then the oil stopped flowing. She came and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts, and you and your sons can live on the rest." Here this lady is like, "I don't know what I'm going to do. The creditor's going to come take my son to be his slaves. But my husband was a follower of you, Elisha. Now what?" And he says, "What do you have?" And she goes and she's like, "I don't have anything but a little oil." And Elisha said, "God can work with that little oil." You see, sometimes we think we don't have anything to give or anything to do. We're not talented enough or skilled enough or have finances enough or pretty enough or smart enough or confident enough. We think all those different things. And we're like, because so-and-so is this and so-and-so is that. He didn't ask the lady, "What does your neighbor have? What does your sons have? What does your parents have? What do your in-laws have?" He didn't ask her that. He said, "What is it that you have?" And she says, "I have some oil." And Elisha said, "God can work with that. Give what you have and let God take care of the rest." We've got to know that we do have something. Whether it is a skill, whether it is a talent, whether it maybe is finances, maybe it's just we have the ability to encourage people. That is something. Look around you. The world is in darkness, but you can light up a room with your smile. You can light up your room with being funny. Whatever it is, you've got something. So look around you. Ask yourself the question, what do I have? You know, I've done that. Here this month in January, I've done that. I asked God, what is it that I have? So I've looked around my house, I've looked around my heart, I looked around and thinking, what is it that I have? What is it that I can do? And he told me, he said, "This is your something. Now I want you to do this with your something." And I think, I don't know how to do that. But he doesn't say, figure out how. He just says, use what I've given you, and I'll take care of the rest. Give me what you got, and I'll take care of the rest. That's what Elisha said to that lady. Here in Mark 12, we see the story of the widow's offering. Here it was, Jesus and the disciples were taking offerings, and these people that had money would come in and just put some. And then here comes this lady. And the poor widow in verse 42 came and put in 2 small copper coins, which make a penny. And he, Jesus, called to his disciples and said to them, "Truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all who are contributing to the offering box. For they contribute out of their abundance, But she, out of her poverty, has put everything in she had, and she had to live on. Do you not think that after she left, that God rewarded her? She had something, and she gave what she had. We think of the story of the rich young ruler. He wouldn't give what he had. So I want to encourage you this week to look around, search your heart, ask God, God, what is it that I have? I know I have something. What is it that I have that I can use to advance your kingdom?